This season on High Scores, High Stakes.
4 PlayStations.
How you doing? I'm Cardinal Smith.
My name is Mr. John Sherry.
Well, guys, I'm Tomahawk.
And I am Mr Luvva Luvvas.
10 challenges.
Crash Bandicoot. Surgeon Simulator. Call of Duty. Modern Warfare Remastered. Turtle Rocks. Back for Blood. The Last of Us Remastered. The Evil Dead. Street Fighter 5. Rocket League. The challenge game is Grip. In first place, picking up 3 points, is Cardinal _Smith _. In second place, picking up 2 points, he stopped the rot, it's Tomahawk.
Yes, he's
In
back.
third place, picking up a single point, is me. And then in fourth place then, is Sherry. The current league is in fourth place, still on 9 points, Sherry. In third place on 13 points, is Tomahawk. In second place on 16 points is Cardinal Smith. And then in first with 18 points is me.
1 winner.
That there are 100 points up for grab next week. So that means High Scores, High Stakes Cup. Probably winner. Could be any one of us.
Now, on to the finale.
Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 10, the finale of High Scores, High Stakes, the podcast that forgets to check if its finale game has online multiplayer. I am your host, Mr Luvva Luvvas, and with me as always are my co-hosts.
Cardinal Smith here. Fantastic. Practiced our, rehearsed game. Found out we weren't playing anymore because we couldn't. Good times.
There's a fly in my room. Go away. He's not the co-host. He's not the co-host. I'm the co-host here. I am Mr. John Sherry, and I am rock bottom, and hopefully I won't be by the end.
Well, it's good to know that the fly is probably much more important than you are in this in this podcasting sense, Sherry.
More important?
Get the fly back. Give it a PlayStation controller and see what they
we
can
want
do.
the fly.
Oh, one thing that's been consistent, that's Sherry scores and Sherry the abuse he gets.
Start as you mean to continue, though. You have to admit there, though, Cardinal.
Very sad.
I mean, yeah.
Very sad.
I think Sherry be the first to admit that time is being run very, very, very short here for him, and there's only so much he can do with the time allotted to him. Maybe the fly is a better shout. Maybe Sherry could start his own fly podcast.
Maybe Sherry has gone and
Fly
done
with me.
Jeff Goldblum's The Fly, and the fly is actually Sherry. He's like, help me, I want to play games. And
Yeah.
Sherry is just, the consciousness of a fly.
Yeah,
Who knows?
For all you hashtag Team Sherry followers out there, if you do a wee search on your podcast host of choice for On the Wall, a fly podcast, you'll hear Sherry's dulcet tones. but enough about pimping Sherry's other podcast. What about this one? What is High Scores, High Stakes? It's basically 4 mates playing PlayStation games, challenging each other, and for position on a league table. So it is. So right now we're looking at episode 10, the finale, as I've said already. Right now the state of play is as follows. In fourth place in the league is Sherry with 9 points. In third place in the league is Tomahawk with 13 points. Cardinal is sitting second with 16, and I'm sitting pretty at the top with 18 points. As we said last week, this challenge coming up had a maximum potential of 100 points. So it is anyone's league, and it is still all to play for. But what are we playing for, I can hear you ask? Well, let's just roll this wee trophy unveiling.
There are many great feats in the world. The pyramids of Giza, The Great Wall of China. The Fade gave a Fade roll. And now, the next Great Fade.
And there we have it. The trophy we're all playing for, the coveted and the longest held secret in this podcast, the High Scores, High Stakes Cup, which is literally
A
cup. But it might be the finest cup I have ever seen, and that might be the finest unveiling video I've ever watched for a piece of crockery. So it is. Well, Sherry, has it rejuvenated your desire to win it? I'm sure it has.
Oh yeah, like it's the first time, so I always wanted to win it, but I just decided that maybe I should just try to hang on to fourth because that's like an even bigger feat of not moving up the table.
But now that you see it, though, now that the cup is visibly, in your mind's eye,
Yeah,
it's got to motivate you, surely.
I only have one question. If I win it, I can drink tea from that, can't I?
Oh, that is the
Yeah.
question.
It's usable, of course. Surely.
I mean, it's an absolutely usable cup. No, absolutely.
Is it dishwasher friendly?
I did have this thought that whoever wins the cup, I mean, do they keep the cup forever, or do we just use the cup, drink from the cup, and then pass it on for another?
I think we treat it like
household
FA
use?
Cup rules. You have to win it 3 on the bounce to keep it, and then we just get a new cup.
Every winner has to leave like a stain in it, like a brown tea stain.
Somebody has it for 3 years in a house and then passes it.
And then all of a sudden there's a High Scores, High Stakes typhoid outbreak.
At least COVID's not a thing anymore.
What's COVID? Nobody's heard of COVID. Not on this podcast. This podcast exists beyond COVID.
That cup could create a new variant.
The High Scores, High Stakes variant. The deadliest of all.
Super catchy.
Any publicity is good publicity, right?
I mean,
No.
maybe
maybe not
Moving
like
on from the COVID Cup, can we?
Yes.
We'll level this off here somewhere.
yes, I was building very gracefully to it, Thomas. I was building up to the most sublime link you're ever likely to hear, and you've ruined it. So,
But, like we literally went from the cup amazing to new strain of COVID. I feel as if that is a rocky terrain to be navigating.
yes. So what you're saying
Take
is
it-
you've
take it
had
away.
enough of new strains. Maybe we should go back to old links. And speaking of old links, tell me, Cardinal, what are you playing this week, mate, in your Steam library?
So this week I've been trying to finish off Formula One Manager 2022. I've nearly got
Finish
every
off
achievement. I've got.
I mean, finish
Well,
it.
Finish
I know.
the management set.
It goes on
No, no,
forever.
no. I've got 24 out of the 26 possible achievements. So I've already won the championships. I've already got Lewis Hamilton the 8th, smashed Max Verstappen. Don't worry about it, Sherry. It's all under control. But there's two cheap trophies I'm just missing. I'll get them.
Okay.
Or else-
Okay. And what about you, Sherry? Please say it's something more exciting than football or F1 Manager.
I have been playing, right? We've been doing this podcast for 2.5 months at this point, and I've never played more games than what I have this week. So
Excellent, nice.
last week I got told that Dead Island 2 was releasing, which I completely forgot about. So over the course of the week, me and 2 friends have been co-oping it, and we're nearly finished it. It is
Oh, wow.
absolutely brilliant. It's so good. It's just like, remember when games were fun and weren't like polished to the 9th degree?
Yeah.
And
In
that's what it's like.
saying that though, in the pools for the most polished game of 2023, I don't think many people would have had Dead Island 2 on top of their list.
Yeah.
Like,
No, and its biggest problem is like these weird multiplayer. So like when you're watching people run around, sometimes they run backwards. Like that's the biggest. Or sometimes it lags behind the arrow of where they actually are. That's the biggest problem this game has. For someone that's been through like 4 developers, I think that's quite an achievement.
hey, fair play. Fair play. That's
Yeah.
the biggest here. I mean, you look at Jedi Survivor, and it's not running.
Yeah. Well, Minecraft Legends has literally been unplayable since I bought it. I haven't played in more than 5 minutes of that game. But what I have been played also is Disney Speedstorm. And it
Okay.
is great. It is so good. The only thing I don't like about it is leveling up your characters. So you have to collect shards to level up your characters, and you collect parts to level up their actual levels.
Mhm.
So the more you level up your characters, Cardinal looks confused already.
It sounds
you-
too complicated for me, man.
So
I mean, talk
you
about
get these
upgrading your
cards.
manifolds or something.
Yeah, that's basically what you're doing, but like go-karts. So you level up your character, which lets you level up the powers to a higher degree, if that makes sense. No.
So when you say powers, you mean like power ups?
Yeah, so that's the faster your cart will go. But
Oh,
your
right.
your
Nice.
character level
Okay.
unlocks abilities.
So it's free to play, right? Well, will be.
It will be, yeah. It
It
will
sounds all day long like you're
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
able to buy 10,000 shards for £2,500. But everyone's going to, yeah.
be. You already can. Kind
It
of.
sounds like it's
Not
gonna
that
get-
And
it.
a
many.
half £100.
Like
It sounds like it's going to be. It sounds like it's prime for absolute gouging.
I can't remember what you called the developers, but they did that. Is the Asphalt series on mobile? What did you call it?
Oh,
Gouging.
okay.
Yeah, it's the guys behind that. Yeah.
Right.
Primed
they're-
for an absolute gouging.
They are absolutely.
I'm ready.
Like, I just
My
imagine
wallet is ready.
Walt
Just wanted to
Disney's
call
like
that back.
great grandsons like, who's the most likely to gouge our fans here? Like, oh, what about those boys that did that mobile game 4 years ago? Aye, get
Get
down.
him on the phone. Get him on the
That'll
phone.
do. Make it so.
Are you sick of Porsche 911 twin turbos? Do you want to do a game with Goofy and a go-kart? Yes, I do, Mr. Walt Disney, sir.
Will we pay for the real voice actors? No, we'll just get sound alikes. We'll just get sound likes, which they did. It's just sound alikes.
We
It's
have
not-
archive.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. It sounds dreadful.
No,
Not
it's
gonna
not
lie
Money
to
for
ya.
this, Sherry, did you?
It's very fun. What?
You paid money for this, like actual physical money.
I paid the price of
Dear.
about 2 food orders.
Hmm.
So it depends on what you know me.
He
That could
paid
be,
a bit for
it could be
the.
£20, it could be £60. Who knows?
So, have you been approached by Disney to sell this to our
No,
listeners?
but I should be because I've paid a high price, lover. I paid a high
Okay.
price for both this and Dreamlight Valley. So I should sponsor me, Disney. Sponsor me.
So, what you're saying is basically if our listeners go to Disney. What's it called? Speedstorm? Speedstorm.com / Mr. John Sherry. You'll get 25% off your first 200 jobs.
I wish.
Plus a special Mr. John Sherry skin. It's just a PC on fire.
They'll
Too far.
always
You took
finish
that too
last.
far.
But enough of
It's not the real. It's not the real Sherry voice, though. It's just a sound like.
It's me. Hi, I'm Mr. John Sherry. But enough about Sherry trying to sell his wares. What have you been playing, Tom?
Right. Well, I need to cast everyone's mind back to 7 days ago when I was in Berlin and I was checking out the Computer Spiel Museum. And I swear to God, I've never had more of a fun time in my life. I got to play every single console under the sun, every single random game you've ever thought of. I was playing Donkey Kong on the old arcade systems. Paperboy. Paperboy.
Paperboy,
No,
yeah.
Good boy.
Aye. And the one where you shoot aliens, space invaders. Absolutely amazing. Just an hour of my life just playing through all these like retro games, even playing a SNES with a 6 foot by 2 foot controller. It was class. I think I sent it to use on another chat as well.
You did.
Absolute excellent experience there as well. But in terms of PlayStationing, I started playing Riders Republic.
Yes. One of us. One of us. One of us.
It's cool. It actually, what it does is it makes me think about SSX Tricky, but yeah, I don't want to talk about that because I miss that game. I love that game. So Riders Republic's going to fill that very, very sad hole that was left behind.
Okay, cool. Cool. I have also been playing Riders Republic.
It's working. It's working.
Hey, it's all right. The start of it, Ubisoft turned up to 100. It's just like, oh, go here. Now that you're here, here's this unnecessary video that you can't skip. Oh, go over to this hot dog truck and eat. Also, we need to talk to me for 5 minutes before I'm going to allow you to hit that eat button. I'm going to explain to you what food does. I'm human. I know what food does. The actual game's all right. The actual game's fine. So it is. It's fine. It's good. It looks amazing and it runs great and it's fine. It's fine. I got
is it
vibes.
fine?
I didn't get Tricky vibes because I thought Tricky was way more immediate and way more instantly gratifying. But I did get SSX Deadly Descent vibes from it, whereas a bit more serious and a bit more simulation-y, but also a lot more dull, if that makes sense.
I did quite
SSX,
like the part though where it tells you, right, here's this race you have to go to. You have two options. You can cycle all the way there, or you can fast track. And I'm like, I'm going to fast track. This map is enormous.
Here's a jet ski. Use that. No. Fast travel,
Fast
please.
travel.
Get me to the racing, please. Also, I will say the first BMX race, there's a bit in it where the arrow that directs you to, to the finish line or to the next checkpoint, there was a bit where it brings you into like a car park and you're meant to bunny hop over a fence. But once I got over the fence, the arrow disappeared and I didn't know where I was meant to go and had to quit the race. And it was a tutorial race. But apart from that, it was
Can
fun.
I ask? I haven't played Riders Republic. I stand alone here, apparently. But is this Forza Horizon meets the Division meets SSX? That's the impression I get.
It's kind of the Crew meets the extreme sports fad of the early 2000s. It's got BMX.
The extreme sports fads of the early 2000s.
It's more than one sport. So there's skiing, snowboarding, BMX, and jets are
Jetpacks and stuff as well, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that actually. Yeah. It's got so many different. It's good. It is good, but it's not. I didn't think it was amazing. I thought it was. It's fine. It's fine, but I'll give it more time. I think I've already put like 2 hours into it. Yeah. But it's fine. But what I have been putting a lot of time into, and what is actually a great game, is Sackboy. Sackboy is fantastic. So it is. It is brilliant. It is brilliant, and it has all these little time trial levels and little challenge levels, and it's brilliant. It looks brilliant. It sounds brilliant. It plays brilliant. It's a really good game. It's a really good game. And I did a level there where it was like Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk, and everything happens in sync to the music. Brilliant.
Class.
Just brilliant. Just genius. Reminds me of Rayman Legends. Those levels where you have to do everything in rhythm. Absolutely
Bruno
brilliant.
Mars pay you to name drop in this?
I actually am Bruno Mars.
Shock.
Wow, end of season reveal.
Yeah.
That's it. We can go home now. That's it. We don't need to watch the video.
No one's ever seen me and Bruno Mars in the same room at the same time. Therefore, technically true.
Not because of that restraining order he has on you.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. We haven't been in the same state since I could sign, but whatever.
The less said on that, the better.
But unless anyone has anything else to add, I think we should go to the last challenge of the regular season, boys. Are we ready for this? Are you ready for this, Cardinal?
I'm intense excited, and also I mean, from a personal perspective, a couple of episodes ago I was last in an episode called "Last Guys Finish Last" or "Nice Guys Finish Last," not "Last Guys." I don't know what's going to happen. It's a weird position, getting a nosebleed here at second.
Oh,
but
Sherry, how are you feeling before we go into this, man? I can tell Cardinal's lost for words. He's so nervous. I can see that's why he's wearing the jacket. It's the sweat patches.
Supposed to hide it. I mean, if Cardinal's super nervous, I am not nervous at all because I have nothing. So,
You've no pressure. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, I have nothing to lose at this point, so the only way is up.
Baby.
Give a man a PlayStation controller, he'll play for one day. Give a man a PlayStation, he'll finish last in the podcast. The Mr. John Sherry Foundation. What about
Please
you,
give
Tomahawk?
generously. Well, I've stopped the rot, so I'm kind of coming into this on a nice, upward motion. I'm so excited. I am actually so excited for this. And I remember even when we played it, it was so much fun. I kind of got the same level of nervousness when we played Grip as well, the whole way through it.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I've no
that was
idea
intense.
what Tomahawk's talking about. We haven't played it yet. I mean, as we said last week, this is a sequential podcast.
that's right. Sequential podcast.
Yep. My feelings
I figured out.
My feelings before we go into this is I have been on top now for the last 4 weeks maybe,
Be longer.
and I just feel like I'm hoping I haven't plateaued here, boys. But I'm feeling very confident. I've held my own pretty much every single week in this podcast, and I think it's in the bag. But without any further ado,
What I would say just before
apparently
you
there is
go
further
is,
ado.
further ado aside, what you did was you changed the rules for the last episode to allow 100 points to be available, which is insane. Normally we're 3-2-1-0, 3-2-1 Sherry, and we just know where we stand.
All right.
And then 100 points in the bag for anyone to grab. It's all
Pure
open.
confidence. It's pure confidence.
Take us away, lover.
So it is. But without any further ado, let's get straight to the last challenge of season 1, and let's find out how this is all going to go. Who will be crowned the inaugural High Scores, High Stakes champion? Let's find out. I just noticed there's a wee transition there. Okay, this week's challenge game, the last challenge game of season 1, the finale challenge game that has a potential 100 points is Doom. No, wait, no, it's not Doom. It's Quake.
Oh.
It was Doom. It was Doom until we went online to play this challenge for the finale and then realised that Doom doesn't have online multiplayer support. So,
Which is a blocker.
it's a massive issue when you do a remote podcast and all your games are played remotely. No online play is a hindrance. So it is. We came up with some plans. Me, Sherry, and Tomahawk would have no issue of getting together in the same room and playing the game. And we did posit the idea of maybe just doing that and giving Cardinal no points. But we thought maybe that's unfair. So what we actually did was we changed the game at the 11th hour. And we changed it to Quake. The seminal PC title that Tom's probably never heard of until he played it. Tom, tell me a wee bit about Quake. What's your knowledge base of Quake?
I remember my dad bringing home the CD-ROM of Quake way back in the day, so I am pretty well versed in this franchise for a change.
For our
I thought you
younger
were going to say, well, I am well versed because I was at the museum in Berlin and I read all about it on a plaque.
No, I spent all my time reading about Doom on a plaque. Quake was not in my periphery at that point.
For our younger listeners, a CD-ROM is a little round thing you used to put inside computers to play them. So they are. Tom's just really old. He forgets this sometimes. But yes, Quake. The how do you describe Quake? Is it the first genuine first-person shooter?
I think it's the first genuine Twitch shooter. Yeah.
It's definitely the birth of the arena shooter. Doom. Yes, Doom walked so Quake could run and rocket jump. So it did. Quake is. I've never really played Quake. I'm not gonna lie. I've played Quake 2. I played Quake 2 a lot on PC, and I played Quake 3 an absolute massive amount on Dreamcast when it came out. So I did. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Cardinal may or may not know some world-class competitive Quake players here, mate. How about you? Have you ever played this before?
The only thing I was going to say was Quake, I think, as far as I'm aware, was the first time I'd heard of people actually committed playing, some kind of esports that I'd never heard of before. Outside of Games Master, where people were playing for golden joysticks, this was an actual competitive thing. quick, and people were in clans and teams and everything, and it was great. And Luvva is mentioning the fact that I mentioned during a certain play of this that I worked with someone who competitively played this game. That's all. Just worked with them very closely.
Sounds like a lot of insider trading there. To be honest, not gonna lie.
I mean, yes, but we'll move on from it. You know, we'll let Cardinal tell us the full appraisal of the situation after the fact. Sherry, I would ask you what your history is with Quake, but I know it. It's the same as mine. We play Quake 2 a lot online, and then Quake 3 on the Dreamcast and PC, and then we moved on to Pastures New with the, I think, no doubt superior Unreal Tournament to Quake 3 Arena. I think it's better.
Yeah.
But I had never played Quake 1 beyond playing Quake on the 64 before this challenge. And I don't know about you boys, but I rather enjoyed it. But the people here listening / watching this don't want to see us rabbit on about our limited knowledge of ID's Quake. They want to see who's going to win this cup. They want to see who's going to be the inaugural champ. And there's only one way we can do that. And that's by, for one last time in Season 1, telling Cardinal to hit that play button.
Remember, folks, only 9 points separate top and bottom in this. So off we go and hitting play on the footage.
Yep. So basically, the challenge here is it's just a deathmatch, a free-for-all deathmatch. We put it on a kill limit of 100 frags, but a time limit of 20 minutes. So should someone hit 100 kills before 20 minutes is up, it ends, and if not, it will end after 20 minutes. Spoiler alert, no one hits 100 kills because the time to kill in Quake is absolutely phenomenally high. So boys, this is it. Talk to us how you're feeling here, Sherry, boy.
I was really geared up for it. I was like really just like feeling. I was like, well, the worst I'm going to do is finish where I started. So let's just go for it and see what happens. It took me a while in this game. I will say, trying to find, like, remember where the spawn points were for all the different weapons.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tried to work out to start off with. Like, where does the armor spawn and where does the weapons spawn?
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to gear up for the first like 5 minutes at least. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I was the same. We had played a very short, maybe 6 or 7 minute prelude to this. Me, Cardinal, and Tomahawk, but we didn't play this map. And one thing we noticed is how tiny the map is. We decided for this challenge we would just do a random tell me a number between 1 and 10. Whatever number got voted the most, that was the map we did. And 8 won. So this is map number 8, whatever that might be called. I can't remember offhand. But right now it is absolute carnage. So it is. There's just deaths left and right. There's lightning guns. There's machine guns. There's shotguns. There's people falling into lava pits. Cardinal, talk me about this in your competitive Quake days. Do you remember this map?
Competitive Quake days. I've never played this map before, and I've never played this game online before. What I will say is I quickly learned that lava kills you. Who knew? And I found that out repeatedly. As you just watch Sherry kill Tom and then fall into the lava. What I also found out was the rocket launcher really effective at killing other people and you at the same time, and that's what occurred a couple of times already. Is I've killed someone and myself at the same time, so my kill count goes up, but my score goes down.
Yes. I think what we should mention here is every frag in game equals 1 point for the league table, so it does. So right now, my whole game plan for this is I am 2 points ahead of Cardinal going into this game. I need to be, if not first, I need to be 1 point behind Cardinal in order to secure the cup in my name. So it is, and the one thing I remember going into this game, as we hit play, I remember saying in our group chat, I don't want to be falling behind. I can't afford to fall behind. And then instantly fell behind everybody. Sherry went into an early lead, but I just saw the table there. Tomahawk, you're currently leading the game at this point. Talk us through what your game plan was and how, what was your aim going into this game?
So my aim initially was just to outscore Sherry. I just thought I'm not going into inaugural season and finishing dead last. And then I again, like Sherry, I just completely forgot the map layout nearly instantly. Nearly every time I died, it felt like I was just Groundhog Day. But I hit a good couple of streaks there as well. I like just kind of blind firing through the rocket launcher, and I just missed the score there as well. But the plan was basically just to not fall into the lava and not finish last, essentially.
Yeah. Yes.
Solid plan.
It's unreal. One thing I will say is going into this, I remember Sherry going, "Oh, I own this game," and I played it, but the controls are terrible on controller. I wouldn't say they're terrible on controller. They're really sensitive. One thing I did notice, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, is if your reticle isn't on what you want to kill, you're not killing it at all, and it becomes really quite difficult to kill people if they strafe at all.
The precision aiming in this is you need an eagle eye on it as well. It's not like, because I remember when we wanted to try and play Doom, you can aim in their general direction.
Yep.
And you'll do damage, whereas this one you have to be dead center, perfect every time.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know, I played with always run switched on, and it just makes the pace of this game absolutely frightening, and it just makes it quite a difficult. It's a good game, but it makes it just quite difficult just to navigate, especially when you get to the wee lava pit that Tomahawk's currently in. Any sort of like false move and you're face first to the lava, and it's going to cost you a kill, and some time to get that back as well. But at this point in the game, I am struggling big time. Very quickly in this game, I realized that the shotgun, which should be in most first-person shooters, it's a really good weapon to have. It will eat through people's health. The shotgun is this game's pistol, and it is useless. Absolutely useless. I think at one point, me and Cardinal get stuck in a room, and we just circle around each other for a good 20 or 30 seconds before we both just go off in opposite directions for a better weapon.
we both just kept firing at each other with the same shotgun weapon. Neither of us dying because it did so little damage, and then I think Sherry just kills maybe both of us within the space of a few seconds.
Yeah, and I just saw the league table there. Cardinal Smith's currently last. I'm third.
Yeah.
Sherry second, and Tomahawk is in first. And without putting too fine a point on it, me and Cardinal are cut adrift, I think, of the top two at this particular point. So we are. I think there's about 4 kills between me in third and Tom in first. Tom's absolutely killing it.
What I'm going to do is just pause it here because we are 6 minutes into the 20 and we can see the leaderboard. Now, we've just talked about it. It is very even, but Tomahawk's still out in the lead. Luvva Luvva has just gone on a little kill spree.
Yep.
And we see the kill message. What does it say? That somebody accepts Mr Luvva Luvvas shaft. The game is full of little comments like that. It's all these like John Sherry, Road, Cardinals, Rocket, things like that. But everyone's on 10 kills except Tomahawk, who's on 12. And
yeah, I think this is the point where I was like, oh, I can start to build a lead here, because what did we say? I was 5-6 points behind Luvva at this point. I thought I could just outscore him. I think I started to get into my head a little bit about it, thinking I was playing maybe about 5 minutes ahead of time. If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to do because, sorry, when I set the time up, I honestly thought that the 100 kills would happen before the 20 minutes. I had no clue that the time to kill in this game was so high, and in my playthrough, my priority was armor and then get the rocket launcher. I thought the rocket launcher was by far the best weapon in this map, and armor just gives you almost invulnerability. It is crazy. Like the gold armor that gives you 150 it gives you basically 2 extra lives, and you have to shred 3 armor before you start taking health off someone. That was my priority at this stage of the game. I was bottom. Me and Connor were sort of shifting between third and bottom for a long time up to this point. At this point, I was like, oh no, I'm hosting. I should be winning. As you can see, everyone's pings like. But at this point, I was like, right, I'm equal with Cardinal, so therefore my lead isn't at too much of a threat yet, although Tomahawk is currently 4 points behind me. And it was liquid rugby. My whole plan here was finish first or finish second. As long as I don't finish too far behind Cardinal, it's okay. It's okay. What about you, Sherry, mate? You're very quiet. What are you thinking here? You're currently joint second.
I think at this point I was just laughing a lot. It was just because everything was just so funny to me. Like, because you would run into like one room and there'd be nobody, and then you'd like, oh, get all geared up, and then you run into the next room. It was like just bullets flying everywhere.
Yes. And what I love about this, what I love about this game, one, it's the maps are tiny because they're designed for like, I think, is it 6 people?
I'm not sure how many it was.
6 or at least 6 anyway.
Yeah, they're really vertical levels, but they're really condensed in like area. So no matter where you are in the map, you can hear the carnage going on from everywhere. And it always makes you feel like you're not too far away from someone. And then, as you say, you walk around a corner and there's 2 or 3 people having this gunfight. And if you walk in with a decent weapon, you're going to shred them. But it just makes it so intense. It's like Grip last week where you never knew what was around the corner. In this one, you literally don't know what's going on around the corner. At one point in this map, I spawn, and the spawn point is in front of a teleporter. And as I spawn, someone comes flying through the teleporter, kills me outright. And it's like, ugh.
And just on that, let me clarify, because I looked this up earlier. That's telefragging.
Yes.
And it doesn't count as a kill for the person who kills you, and you also doesn't count as a suicide for you, but you still get killed.
Yeah, you still get killed, and it throws you back. And obviously, for our younger viewers / listeners, this isn't Call of Duty. You don't have loadouts. When you die, you lose all your armor, you lose all the weapons you've collected, and you go back to a bog standard shotgun. So there's no loadout. So it's once you die, you have to go and get your favorite weapon. You have to remember where it spawns. Remember how to get to where it spawns, and then get your armor, and then go looking for people. And if you see anyone between you getting what you need, you're probably going to die because they have what they need and they're looking for people to kill. That's just the way Quake goes.
Let's hit the play button again and get back into the action, because it is almost hard to track. What I will say right now is again, the rocket launcher, I'm getting used to the controls and the sensitivity, and Luvva jumps in the lava. I tried to shoot at what I think is Tom. No, it turns out it's Sherry, and I hit the ground below me and take off a load of my health.
Yeah. What I love about this is the rocket launcher. As I said, I personally think it was the best weapon in the game, because you don't have to be so precise with it, and it does have a splash effect. But if you hit it too close to yourself, the splash effect is going to take you down. So the lightning gun is good. It's brilliant, in fact, because it's a very quick kill. But you need to keep that lightning on the person, and if they have armor, it becomes impossible to change your weapon in this game, lads. I don't know if anyone tried it. It's you hold the R1 button, and you have to do a cycle wheel, but you can't move while you do that, which I find prohibitive.
It wasn't even the fact that you can't move, it's the fact you hit R1 and it's every gun in the game, no matter if you have it or not, on that wheel.
Yeah, because for those of you who don't know, Quake doesn't spawn every weapon in the game in every multiplayer map. Multiplayer maps have about 4 weapons. And yeah, as you say, Sherry, once you go to the weapon wheel, it's every weapon in the game, regardless if the map spawns them or not, and you have to cycle your way through it, and there's no name underneath. It's just the icon. So if you don't know what the icon means, you have to hover, and then the weapon will change in your hand. You go, no, that's not the one I'm looking for. And then it becomes a wee bit messy. But you don't know what, as a PC game that's been converted for a modern console, it runs brilliant, it looks brilliant, it controls really well for a controller game. You can apparently on the Xbox put in a keyboard and mouse and use a keyboard and mouse, but I don't know if that's what you can do on the PlayStation. But it is what it is. But right now, someone's going at it here. Tomahawk with a shotgun is taking on someone with a lightning gun and losing.
I think this is the point where my own confidence is my downfall here. I just spotted the leaderboard there, and I've gone from first to third, and Luvva's catching up quickly. So my lead, whatever lead I did have, has slipped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
John
the professional
Sherry
Quake player is
3 points clear.
Yeah, so right now it's John Sherry, Cardinal, Tomahawk, and then me in dead bottom, and I'm in serious risk of being cut adrift. So I am serious danger. It was at this point when the nerves really took me. There's 11 minutes left, and I'm like, this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. And I think it was at this point I stopped talking completely in the group chat, because right now I see my lead from the last 6 weeks disappearing in front of me because I'm no good at Quake, apparently. And once again, Sherry is running rampant in a first-person shooter, which, in hindsight, maybe not the best idea.
Not our smartest decision we've ever made, anyway, as a collective.
But
As we see another message, Tomahawk rides John Sherry's shaft again.
Yes. Right now, I just saw the thing there, just to give some sort of illustration. I am bottom of the league. I am fourth. I have got 13 kills. The person in third is Cardinal Smith, who has 18 kills at this minute. I am 5 kills behind behind Cardinal. So I am, and I don't even know how far behind Sherry and Tomahawk, but they are miles ahead of me, and I am in big trouble here. So I am. But Sherry, surely you're feeling confident at this point. You're finding your rhythm with a first-person shooter again.
I wouldn't say I was ever really confident in this game. It was just fun. I wasn't really. I know I keep looking at the score, but it's too much going on to try and do the mental maths of where I actually am live on the leaderboard. Do you know what I mean? So I know I'm in the lead in this game, but I don't know if that actually affects the league table at that point. So I was just having fun with it. That's all I was doing. I was just trying to keep on top of it and keep it going, but it's like we're all figuring out in this game. Trying to keep your rhythm is because all you need is like 1 or 2 back-to-back deaths, and you become a bit demoralized.
Yep. And just to give them some sort of idea, the leaderboard here has changed again. Cardinal's now second, Tomahawk's now third. I'm still about 5 kills adrift from the person ahead of me. But as you say, Sherry, when you die once or twice, 3 times in a row, you become demoralized, and it's like, okay, for goodness sake, how am I going to turn this around? And then you just go on this wee streak. That's how I sort of find it. Is once you kill one person, you get like a wee bit of adrenaline and a bit of confidence about it, and you go looking for people rather than picking off people here and there and everywhere, which isn't a viable tactic in this game at all. It's a classic arena shooter. It wants you to engage each other, and it wants you to fight, and it does everything in its power to make you comfortable in fighting everyone. But it's carnage. It's just rockets here flying around left, right, and center. Cardinal, tell me how you're feeling.
There's no avoiding it. And to be honest, you're talking about emotions. At the very start of this, in the first 3 minutes, I physically wanted to quit because I jumped in the lava 3 times. I had killed someone and then died from my own explosion. You know, it was having a rough start. But it was just
the lava
I decided,
was my least favorite option there.
Yeah, I killed myself again. But he just started finding, okay, I got this weapon, that weapon, the lightning weapon, the rocket launcher. Just keep flicking between them and try to avoid having the shotgun, which was just a pointless pea shooter.
Yep. I think we should add that if you do fall into the lava, it's called a suicide, and it takes away one of your total kills. So you're dying, but you're losing a kill as well. So you're in my position here. If I fall in the lava, I'm falling even further behind. So I am just doing my own actions. It was really, really, really intense, and I'm still on 15 kills here. I haven't got a kill in ages, and yeah, I've hit panic stations now. It's like, okay, I need to do something, and I'm using the double shotgun. It's like, what am I thinking? This is just what happens to my brain. Went to mush. Quake brain is what I'm calling it. It took me. It got
Do you know
me.
what I found as well in terms of, we're talking about useless weapons here in terms of the shotgun? I found the nail gun to be 10 times worse. Because it's spray and pray as a tactic. Yeah.
If you can get it on, it's deadly. But it's keeping your target in the reticle is the difficulty with it. I find the same with the lightning gun. Lightning gun does crazy damage, but you have to be so precise. And I think this game comes down to finding a weapon that suits your gameplay and your skill level, to be fair. I went with the rocket launcher because of all the weapons in the game, it's a viable killing machine, and it doesn't require you to be too precise with it. So it suits me just down to the ground. I'm not very good, so the rocket launcher does me just fine. Although a lot of my kills were the splash damage pushing people into the lava, and you don't get those kills because it counts as a suicide, which is a shame.
I'm just watching your footage, Luvva. You've been alive for quite a long time now, and you're picking up a lot of kills. But what you're doing is you're picking up health after each fight. You're going and picking up armor, and you're playing it quite smart.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pause it just now because we're 14 minutes in. There's only 6 minutes left.
Yep.
And you've clawed a lot of your score back, but you're currently still last in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
With 23 kills.
But I'm making it competitive here. So right now, 6 minutes with 6 minutes left. In fourth place is me with 23 kills. Tomahawk is in third with 24. Sherry is in second with 29. And Cardinal has made this rally like a Grand National winning thoroughbred. And he's made a rally quite late on. And he's sitting top with 31 kills. So that is 8 ahead of me, 2 ahead of Sherry. And what's that? 7 ahead of Tomahawk. Right now, Cardinal's on for a dash to the finish line here and to get his hands on that trophy. There's still a lot of Quake still to be done. There's a lot of movement to be done. I mean, one thing this game has shown me is in the 15 odd minutes there is the league table will constantly move, and it's very hard to maintain a position. It's harder to maintain a kill streak. But Sherry has been top 2 pretty much the whole way through so far. So he has been. So
he has, and he is pushing second place. There's 6 frags between Sherry and Luvva, and there's 9 points in the league.
Yep. So right now he's looking like he could take me down to third. He's going to finish second, which would be insanity. So it would be insanity. But here, this is why we decided, let's make us unlimited kills. Well, 100 kills. Because it makes for exciting viewing. Right now, my heart's in my mouth. I've sort of found a rhythm with Quake. As you say, engage someone, go find reserves for health or whatever, and armor. Just take what I can. And if I can take someone out on the route to armor or health, then so be it. I will do. Tomahawk has fallen down the ranks. Here, he was first, he was second, now he's third. Surely Tomahawk's thinking, this can't get any worse.
No, I fully hit panic stations at this point, and even to the point that I just before we paused there, I noticed that my character was just spinning in circles. I do remember getting a text from my wife to say to bring the dog in, and I was just like, I literally can't afford to be leaving. And then I remembered that the DualShock light bar also controls the character's looking function.
It does, yes.
Hence my, I figured I may as well not be idle, so that explains my manic movement, to be fair.
see, I didn't even realize that the gyro was a controller option in multiplayer. Now, I was playing through the single player, I think with me, you were in group chat with me, Tom, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this makes it quite good. Hey, look at me go. It makes up for a lot of the dead analog stick space, but I didn't realize it stayed on for multiplayer, and I wish it did.
It was
I would have turned it off.
awful because I genuinely had to sit there static the whole time and then just rely on the right stick. And I did scout the options before we started the challenge just to see if I can turn it off. I don't think it can be turned off, to be honest.
I don't know. The way I hold my controller anyway is when I'm intense in multiplayer like this, I'm sitting forward with my elbows on my knees and the controller head dead still, just
planted,
dead staring down the touchpad of the PlayStation controller. Cardinal must be feeling blimmin' fantastic here. He's like, I'm winning this whole thing. I haven't been top at all this season, and I'm going to win this whole thing. Talk to me, Cardinal.
I haven't been top all this season in the league, but I've won the previous 2 challenges from last. Again, after I took a lot of abuse that episode, I didn't remember that kind of thing. But but at the same time, I'm similar to you in that I keep going for health and just making sure I have weapons. But I found a rhythm and I found spaces in the map that I liked. I didn't camp a spot, but I just avoid being anywhere near the lava because that was bad for my score. So I just stayed up high as far as I could, unless I spawned down there.
Yeah, I'm the same. There was nothing for me down in the lower levels, and I particularly liked where you are right now, actually. So that third level, just in front of the teleporter, was the widest walkway in this level, and give you maneuverability. And as long as you had a decent weapon, you were with a good chance there. You were with a good chance. So you are. But right now, Sherry must be thinking, I'm finishing here a second. As long as I don't slip into Mr. John Sherry mode here and stop caring.
I don't think I was thinking at all. I don't even think I realized I was second at this point.
He doesn't really remember doing this challenge, I don't think.
No. I spent a lot of this challenge explaining to little Sherry whose the voices were that she could hear coming from the telephone. I thought it was quite funny the way she was getting on and listening to you also. I was talking to her and having a giggle about it, so I wasn't really paying attention. Honestly, I don't even think I realized. I think maybe a few minutes ago was the last time I pulled up the scoreboard. I think that's when I kind of actively decided I'm not going to let it weigh in my mind, good or bad, that way. I was just going to play the game, see what happens.
To be a carefree man, bottom of the league with nothing to lose.
Nothing to
I, on
lose.
the other hand, was
Exactly.
nothing but a bag of nerves because I had everything to lose. I was like, no. I could just see it slipping through my fingers like grains of sand. God, no. And like at this point, I've been bottom for so long, and I'm like, I've got a good rhythm. I kind of know what I'm doing now, but there's 5 and a bit minutes left. It's probably game over for me unless I do something really, really special. And it was at this point I was like,
You're relying.
I'm gonna have to start murdering everyone in sight. The relying on other people to stop Cardinal Smith ain't working. It ain't working because Cardinal's top.
But there's a fine line for that as well. You have to rely on everyone else killing who you need them to kill, and also you have to kill everyone else on top of that as well. So skill or luck, I don't know how you want to play that card. Like
that's it. So right now the league is all over the place. I don't know who's going to finish where. It looks like I'm not going to win, and I want to make this right because I'm not leading a league table for 6 weeks in a podcast that I host and not winning the blooming thing. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not doing it, lads. It can't happen. But let's see what happens in these last few minutes. It's going to be...
And a lot does happen.
A lot happens.
Some would say high octane. What would you say?
High octane.
I mean, some would say that right now, the stakes we're playing for are high, and our scores are also going to get high. Let's go, boys.
Love it. So it must be said, at this point, Luvva is surviving a long time and picking up kills. Now, he's just killed Tom with a rocket. And Tom immediately responds, picks up a rocket for himself to get revenge, picks up armor, sees who I think is Luvva. Luvva's hiding behind a wall, and Luvva takes him out again.
That was an absolute sick kill because he tries to rocket launch me as I turn the corner, and I'm like, hello, there's someone behind me. Let's kill them. And I knew there was only one way out of that room, and it was right into my rocket, and that's where Tomahawk wound up. The business end of my rocket launcher.
No. It was definitely a moment there because I just spotted that was 2 kills from Luvva on me back to back there, so that's put me rock bottom, and Luvva's on a roll here. I think he knows that.
I'm flying. Flying here.
He needs that late surge to hold on, basically.
Yeah, right now it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing for me. I have to win this because Cardinal's flying, and right now I think I'm on 29 kills there, and I've flown up to second. It's all moving, boys. There's no stopping me here. I am an absolute Quake machine. And I'm not talking
We're
about...
quaking in our boots.
I'm not talking about a 30FX Voodoo 3 powered Pentium 3 processing computer, but I have a Quake machine. So I am. But right now, it's all carnage. It's absolute carnage in this room here with the middle teleporter. And I'm down to a double barrel shotgun. And I'm furiously looking for the rocket launcher that's not there because someone's obviously picked it up. But I have the armor. But right now, I'm catching Cardinal really fast. I can tell. He's quaking in his boots. He's terrified. He's terrified. Talk me through, Cardinal.
He is.
Your thought process here.
Well, at this point, I actually realise, hang on, I've actually got a little bit of a lead. Luvva is now in second because he is completely rallied. Last time I checked the score, John Sherry was well in the lead. And then I started thinking, I need to hold this. And this is the first time where I really think about preserving it. And
Yep.
I think it holds me back a little. And there I just get killed by John Sherry. And again, by Luvva.
Beautiful double kill there as well. Took Sherry out, then you. Nice Sherry again. I'm absolutely flying here, boys. I've found what Quake is all about. Rockets in people's faces.
I was going to go pro after this.
Absolutely.
It's quite good to not actually sit and watch my own screen again. Just seeing where everyone is and how everyone else is getting on. Like, because obviously we don't see this until the record, essentially. And like Luvva just is hoarding all the rockets, anything he can find. Now he's on a warpath.
The rocket launcher is the best weapon in the game. 100% the best weapon in the game. Well, this map anyway.
No,
it's just, you don't have to be precise at all. And it is high powered. It's just a good weapon. So it is. I wish I remembered about rocket jumping and stuff, because that could have come in handy. But to be fair, it probably would have led to more deaths on my part. We just would have shot myself into oblivion, probably. So it's probably for the best I forgot about that. So
Oh goodness, rocket jumping. I'm glad I didn't know that was a thing. I just rocket suicided.
yeah. And so did Sherry. Just walk straight into the
There's one
lava.
thing I did notice watching everyone else do the playthrough on the map. They pretty much do what I think I did for most of it as well. They get to the top level and then just launch themselves off to the bottom tier and then just go again.
See, I think the game wants you to use the verticality of it. That's why the levels are stacked like that. They want you to jump up and down, and they want you to get the literal jump on everyone you're playing. And at certain points, Sherry said to you earlier on, if you come into a room late and there's two people fighting, you're going to pick up both of those kills because they've just decimated themselves for you.
They've worn themselves down, absolutely.
Yeah. Sherry's very, very quiet here. Walk us through, Sherry. What's going on, mate?
I'm trying to, even now, I'm still trying to work out what's going on here. There's a lot of me just running around panicking with a double barrel shotgun, just trying to pre-aim. And then at this point, I was like, you know what? I checked the score.
He's got the axe.
I was like, I'm going Michael Myers mode here. I was like, I think I've killed everybody, killed with at least every weapon. I'm going to try with the axe now.
Amazing. The double barrel shotgun is worthless.
It is so bad.
There's two different. I noticed
there's
there's two different types of shotguns there. So you get the bog standard shotgun, which you spawn with. Then there's a double barrel one, which I do believe actually can dole out damage, but
It's so slow. It's worthless. It's not
Yeah.
viable.
Sherry at this point is actively changing weapons to the axe, the melee weapon axe. And both times he's done it, he has fallen in the lava chasing people.
It's not been a good luck charm.
I love it. I love watching Sherry because of all of us, Sherry's very early, not very early on in the season, when it became apparent he probably wasn't going to win the season, he just stopped caring and just like, if you want entertainment, put your eyes on Sherry's quadrant, you know, because he's going to do weird
There's a certain
things.
sense of freedom. There's a certain sense of freedom playing with no expectation. We'll say.
Yeah,
It's like wearing your underwear backwards. It's like, this feels nice sometimes, you know what I mean?
he's the podcast Jeff Hardy. So he is. But that's it. That's the 20-minute time period. Hit pause there, Cardinal. So 20 minutes are up. The game is over. This means that this is the final table of this season of High Scores, High Stakes. And it is as follows. With 30 kills, sitting in fourth, Sherry.
As always.
Sitting in third with 38 kills, it's Tomahawk. Sitting second
Respectable.
with 40 kills is me. And that means Cardinal score becomes super, super, super important. Any more than 2 kills ahead of me, Cardinal's the inaugural champ. And Cardinal finishes it with 47. 47.
Bees, boys.
A full 7 points ahead of me, and well deserved as well. It was good gameplay there. So it was Cardinal. That means that the league table, it's not all changed, but it's changed. It has changed. But before we get into all this business stuff, let's shall we shut down this and then get into
The quad screen.
yeah. How do you get... And with that, Cardinal he picks up the biggest W of the season because Cardinal is the champion. He is the he's the proud winner of the High Scores High Stakes Cup. Cardinal, how are you feeling, sir? Well done.
I'm feeling much
Well
better
done.
than you are, Luvva. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. To not be in first and have it robbed away from me right at the death from using your own rules. Here, I feel great. I didn't expect to be in with a shot on this, especially a few episodes ago and our back-to-back horror games.
Yes.
I really expected Sherry to come through in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a first-person shooter,
Mm-hmm.
given our COD experience.
Yep.
But thankfully, it was just a retro enough game that my old age maybe played a part.
Yes, yes. I'm not gonna lie. At no point with Doom, I wasn't worried about Sherry's sort of skill transfer because Doom's it's a 2D game. It's masquerading as a 3D game. There's no vertical sort of. You can't do anything. It's just turn and shoot. So I wasn't actually worried about it. It didn't actually occur to me because I was the one who found Quake, and I was like, "Here, why don't we just play Quake?" And it didn't occur to me until just before kickoff when Tomahawk was like, "Oh yeah, this is a first-person shooter," and I was like, "Oh, oh no." And then when Sherry goes into that wee lead pretty early on, I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what have I done?
What have we done?
What have we done?" But thankfully, he just didn't care enough to go for it.
Well,
Or
I think Sherry really could have, but then he just brought out the axe.
Switched off.
And
yeah, absolute insanity. Like it's insanity. I to go back to Cardinal winning. I think once this game ended and the final scoreboard came up, I was just like, and I just remember sitting there going, if I had said 3 points, if it only it was 3 points, if only it was 3 points,
for the regular. Yeah, if we played for the regular score, I would have got 3 and Luvva finished second on 2, which means Luvva takes the overall league by 1 point.
And it would have been wonderful. But where's the drama in that?
No, that's it. I do need to say something though. I mean, congratulations, Cardinal, and all that as well deserved at the death. But to have victory or defeat from the jaws of victory, Luvva, how are you feeling? You've had a bit of time to digest that. You've watched the footage. What's going through your head, my friend?
At the time, I was got it, absolutely got it. I think in the group chat, I went silent for a good couple of minutes because I was just like decompressing. I was like, damn it, why did I go into this so confident? It should be just 3 points, but here we are.
Because you've led since The Last of Us.
Yeah,
and to be honest, I think I'll speak for Cardinal and Sherry that you were on the warpath from then. I didn't think there was any way we were going to catch you, and you were just going to run away with. As you said, the host whose idea this podcast was to win his own podcast. There's a certain justice has been, dished out. Really, to be honest.
I mean, yes. At the time I was like, got it. I was like, why did we make this stupid rule? Now I feel fine. I mean, season 2's around the corner, and I'll just take it back. I mean, one thing
That's the
learned,
story arc.
One thing we have learned is maybe we could do this sort of challenge with more than 3 points more often.
I
Make
like
it a
that
bit
idea.
more exciting and see what goes on. I mean, it's been a learning curve for everyone, hasn't it? This here whole podcast and malarkey.
Definitely.
But I will be back in season 2, and Cardinal has a big, massive target on his back, and it won't happen next season. Cardinal, if I have anything to do with it, will not be in with the title shot by the last game of season 2. Absolutely not.
Love is
amazing how amazing how season 2 is just Last of Us, just 20
just Street Fighter 5.
One of us every week.
But no, as I was said on we played that game on Tuesday. On Wednesday, after the fact, I was like, wonder what? This may be the reason the grudge chip was introduced. And I did think about it. However, this week we're on a very compressed timeline. So this is Saturday when we're recording this part, and the episode's out Monday. If we weren't so compressed with recording, I definitely probably would have cashed in my grudge chip. But Cardinal,
and if you cash in the grudge chip, can you, as the cashier, choose any game?
Any game.
That's outrageous.
Any game. But I'm not going to do it. Do you know why? Imagine the drama of it. Imagine the drama if I go, do you know what? Actually, let's go. Right now. Let's play whatever. But no, I'm not going to take Cardinal's moment.
He's declared he's not going to cash it in.
I'm not cashing it.
All grudge chips are null and void until season 2. So
I'm not cashing it. It's going to make season 2 all the more beautiful when I go on a personal vendetta against Cardinal Smith and make sure he finished last.
Yeah. I did actually think I did really make sure and not just bottom out next series.
And
you won't. I'll be here.
To be fair to Cardinal, right?
I think your chance, Sherry.
I think if the grudge chip did get called here, I wouldn't really have any reason to do it. To be fair to him, he hasn't slighted me in any sort of way, apart from he's top of the league at the very last second. You know what I mean? But I have no reason to call it. So fair play. I mean, if anything, the last 3 or 4 weeks, Cardinal's been, we've always called him Mr. Consistent in the podcast, but the last 2 or 3 weeks, he's took 2 back-to-back wins, and then before that, he finished second. So he's been totally consistent in the second half of the season, and he deserves it. He deserves the win at the end of the day. But I just realised we haven't actually done the final league points. So we're saying Cardinals won it. Yeah. So here's the official final league update for season 1. And it is as follows. In last place, our strong, sturdy foundation. He says he wanted to be there at the end of the season. And congratulations, Sherry. You are there at the end of the season. Your wooden spoon is in the post. It's a bank holiday weekend, so it'll be there on Tuesday morning. As long as you can hold out for that, it'd be perfect. But you're fourth with 39 points. He finally made it into double digits.
Double figures.
Things I love to see. In third place is Tomahawk with 51 points.
Take that.
In second place is me with 58 points. And that means Cardinal is top with 63 points. And you know what this means? It's the completely unprepared, totally impromptu speech from the champion, Cardinal!
Woo!
Take it away.
I have no idea. I can't believe there's only 5 points in it after all that.
5 points.
Which,
crazy.
Yeah. I loved just watching you say that speech, or that little part segment with like through gritted teeth, slightly red face, you know.
It's very hot.
Oh, yeah. It's very Oscar runner-up. He's like, yeah, I hate my life.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm applauding. I'm still sitting down, but I'm applauding. You know.
I kind of expected a come down with me moment from him, to be fair. So. Oh dear God, Cardinal, what a sad little life.
I hope this brings you decorum.
Because you've ruined my night.
Well,
Look,
I know what's going on to
all
Monday memes now, so, you know, there's that.
There we go. So, Cardinal, do you have anything to say? Any sort of lording the cup over us?
Yes, the cup will be going in a display cabinet in my living room. It will sit alongside my 2020 Formula One Tier 10 Mexico Grand Prix Season 21 GP Victory Trophy.
Don't you forget it.
And you know what? I'm going to drink out of the cup. I'm going to drink cheap Prosecco out of that cup.
Why not? You've earned it. You've absolutely earned it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
and I
Cardinal.
know I'll be here next season to defend it as well.
Defend it badly or just defend it? I don't know. What's the bar you're setting for next season?
Depends what games we're playing, doesn't it?
Nothing but power. It's the horror special series. We're starting with
Every
Resident Evil
episode
1.
is every episode is an asymmetric multiplayer, and Cardinal, you're the solo player, sadly. So
Every week is a different level in Dino Crisis.
That game doesn't exist, that's a myth.
Apparently so. But yeah, what about Sherry? Sherry's been very quiet here. As the man he's got his own personal target in lock. He wanted to finish fourth. He's finished fourth. Congratulations, Sherry.
Thank you.
Speech, mate. The totally
pleasure.
impromptu speech.
I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for giving me a chance at this quite mediocre life. I'm sure I've made them all happy. No, I had fun. Like, that's also what it's all about. Like, I didn't come here like I'm gonna win anything. Like I said to you, I think episode 3, like I had no intentions of using the grudge chip at all.
Yeah.
Although I have had many reasons. Everyone's just pure sliding me at every turn, like. But no, I'm just here there for the ride. So I hope the ride was fun. I like to apologize for everyone that voted for me. There's 3 people that are probably crying into their pillows tonight, but.
Also,
we'll come back next year.
Also, I just want to say, but thank you for bringing it up. No one voted for me, and that's an absolute travesty. All right, I've never been lower than second.
You didn't deserve people's hopes.
I've never been lower than second. It's a disgrace, and I would love it if we beat Cardinal. Love it.
I will say, though, Sherry, I will say, Sherry, that last result put you well into double figures, so be glad that point metric was taken into account. I must say,
if there's any goal I had, it was that. Just get 1 kill. You can do it. I believe in myself. I am the gun.
Be one with the bullet.
Stay out of the lava.
But in fear of spending eternity in this section, shall we get to the roundup? There's a lot to say.
Indeed. Let's do it.
And that is that. Episode 10, Season 1, all wrapped up. Cardinal is the champion. Luvva is the runner-up. But I think the real winner this season is Sherry. He put his colour in the post very early on. I want to finish last, and did exactly what I said I'd do. It's incredible scenes, really. But the question is, what happens now for the podcast? Season 1's done. Surely not next week we're going to dive straight into Season 2. No, we're not. We're not. There's a lot of admin goes into this thing. We need to come up with what we're doing. We need to come up with challenges. We need to do the whole thing. So what we're going to be doing is very simple. We're going to be moving into the off season. So for the next few weeks, maybe the next month, maybe 5-6 weeks, depending on how much content we can create, and how long it takes us to create Season 2. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing one-off sort of episodes, covering a lot of different things, and we'll also have what we're calling pre-season friendlies as well, where we'll get possibly guests on to challenge one or all of us to whatever game they fancy. We'll do it that way. Season 2 will be with us, I think, by early summer. I think it's fair enough to say, gentlemen, yeah?
Absolutely.
And everyone here will be making a return. Everyone here will be gunning for Cardinal's title, and that hugely coveted cup, which we all know now is a literal cup.
And also not dishwasher friendly, so bear that in mind.
But just because the league table is done and dusted and it will be back for a few weeks doesn't mean all of a sudden our social media channels are going to go really, really quiet. Quite the opposite. Keep an eye on all the social medias for announcements of what the episodes are going to be about, who's going to be there, what's going to be going on, and also look for the announcement for Season 2 as well. So where can you find us on social media, Thomas? That's the real question. It's very simple. On Instagram, it's at High Scores High Stakes Podcast. On Twitter, it's at HScoresHStakes. I'm on Twitter at Mr _Luvva_Luvva. Cardinal Smith is at Cardinal_Smith_. Mr. John Sherry is at Mr. John Sherry, and Tomahawk is at Tomahawk_HSHS.
Bingo.
Perfect. The podcast can be found at anchor.fm/High Scores High Stakes. the Discord. We have a Discord channel full of servers for each individual episode. We also have a general chat. There's loads and loads of channels there. That can be found by opening up the description below and clicking that link. If you want all these links really handy, use our link tree where everything's there. Again, the link for the link tree is in the thing below this video. The description.
The magic words. They're in the magic words.
It's so much to remember. You try doing this.
One thing I will say about the Discord as well, that we have all the individual things for each episode as well. So if anyone is on the Discord and wants to, have a crack at Insanity Beach, see if they can beat our times, we'll upload our individual times. If anyone wants to upload an attempt themselves, by all means, a bit of bragging rights. We've a few discussion chats as well. So it's potential to have to be a fun, safe space for everyone.
That's it. And let's be honest, she can't do much worse than Sherry most weeks.
Most weeks.
But I think we've covered everything there, haven't we? I haven't forgotten. I think we're on YouTube as well now. So at High Scores High Stakes on YouTube as well. Catch us there. We'll be putting up little shorts and little clips and stuff from regular episodes as well as the full episodes in video form if you want to follow it there as well. But that's it. Once again, big congratulations to Cardinal Smith for his championship run. He made it to the playoffs, but you know what? He timed it perfectly, so he did. Congratulations, Cardinal. And on that bombshell where no one's going to sit except for Cardinal, I've been Mr Luvva Luvva. This has been High Scores High Stakes. See you on Monday. Love you all. Bye.
Cheerio.
Goodbye. Oh, I'm not prepared. That was such a good link. I have no idea.
Just pretend to be playing Zelda because it plays on the link.
Let me go to the Steam history. I don't know.
It's a good thing this gets edited, isn't it?
It's been a week.
To be fair. Okay, so we'll take a wee pause here. And it's a good thing that we edit this podcast. It's not going out live.
Cardinal can figure out what he's playing.
What?
Is this a new segment of the podcast?